Hello everybody, the Script here with another video, and this is my top 10 worst Luke Skywalker lines from The Last Jedi, but it's actually top 12 because I narrowed it down as far as I could. It really was top 16. There's a few I had to take out, so we're going to change this. This is top 12. It was supposed to be top 10 originally. So let's just get into this and we'll discuss each one. And I think you guys will be kind of surprised the order I put them in. I think a lot of people kind of focus on a couple of scenes. Maybe they don't even have lines if you can catch my drift. But there'll be explanations as to why this is as bad as it really is. And you know what's funny? It was really awful when I watched this movie. But going back and having to rewatch some of these scenes with him, it's just utterly, like, it's worse. And when I was doing my sequels reimagined, I didn't use some of these scenes. I did go through them, but that was a couple of years ago. To go back through them again? Oh, it's bad.
We need Luke Skywalker.
So Rey's there actually being like, hey, we need Luke Skywalker. We need you. And then this is his response. This is just...
You don't need Luke Skywalker.
Did you hear a word I just said?
You think what? I'm gonna walk out with a laser sword and face down the whole First Order?
A laser sword. Now this is one of the big problems with The Last Jedi is that Rian Johnson tried to insert humor into scenes that weren't humor scenes. Like this is a serious scene, right? Rey's trying to convince Luke to be himself, right? And of course he eventually does become himself again because of Rey, because she's, the most perfect entity ever in the history of Star Wars. This is like a serious scene. This is how you throw that in there to try and be funny. And it's serious in the sense that, it's not funny that Luke's a bum. Nobody's laughing. And the other thing that's really upsetting here is, that's so weird for Luke to say, oh, what did you think? I was going to face down the whole First Order? No, nobody's saying that. The real Luke would say, maybe together, as a team, we can accomplish something. No, it's just... it's just so opposite.
What did you think was going to happen here? You think that I came to the most unfindable place in the galaxy for no reason at all? Go away.
And then he tells her to go away. That's nice. What a bum.
The Sacred Jedi texts.
Oh, read them, have you?
Well, I mean,
Page turners, they were not.
Okay, so he's making a big deal about the fact that Yoda burnt down the tree with the texts in it. He makes this big deal about the Jedi texts, and he's got them in there, and he's got them all lined up all nice. And apparently in the books, he spent time traveling around the galaxy finding these texts. God knows how they would have ended up all over the galaxy when they probably all would have been in the Jedi Temple, and the Empire took over the temple. So where did he get them? Who knows? Story for another time. But he had all these Jedi texts, and he never read them. So wait, so he spent all that time looking for artifacts and Jedi texts instead of trying to find his nephew, who he has completely given up on, which is totally ridiculous. He does all that, has these texts, and he doesn't read them. It's just... Oh... Okay, I know there's no lines in this, but... yeah, self-explanatory. I know you guys are how is this number 10? But there's worse than this. As bad as that was, that just set the tone for the whole movie, right? That happens right at the beginning, or whatever the first scene they're in. But, yeah, it's just...
I came to this island to die. It's time for the Jedi to end.
Why?
Everybody knows this line. Everybody hates this line. And Rey says, why? And then he just walks away. He's not only saying things that are horrible for him to say. I mean, well, you know what? If he had an actual reason for the Jedi to end, other than just he's a bum, then okay. If they wrote something that made sense, you would accept that. But first of all, he just says the line. And then when she asks him why, instead of explaining to her and via explaining to her, explaining to us as the viewer, it's just walk away silently. And the explanation they give later in the film is not satisfactory. Okay, so he sneaks up on her while she's asleep and wakes her up.
Tomorrow, at dawn, 3 lessons. I will teach you the ways of the Jedi.
So he wakes her up in the middle of the night to tell her he's going to train her at dawn. It's a little creepy, but whatever. And then he says he's going to teach her 3 lessons, which they edited out one of them, so he actually only taught her 2 lessons. She was there for like 2 days. It's like, oh man, this movie.
And why they need to end.
I'll teach you the ways of the Jedi and why they need to end. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Doesn't that give you those warm fuzzies? Give you those Luke Skywalker warm fuzzies when he says that? Teach her the ways of the Jedi and why they need to end. If he was truly convicted in his conscience about not training Jedi, then he wouldn't train her at all. So the whole thing doesn't make any sense, and you made him a bum. She's banging on the door.
Go away.
Go away.
Chewy, what are you doing here?
Chewy, what are you
He said you're
doing
coming back
here?
with us.
Bro, you have not seen Chewy in like forever. At least 5 years. I think it's longer. And you say, Chewy, what are you doing here? Like an old jerk. Like, this is one of your best friends. Like, what the heck, man? Even if you wanted the Jedi to end and you were a bum on an island, why would you react to Chewie like that? Like, he's some... Like, he didn't hug him, he didn't... Nothing. It's just... What are you doing here, Chewie? Stupid Chewie. Like, it's just awful.
He said you're coming back with us.
How did you find me?
Look at he's mad at him. How did you find me? It's Chewie, bro. What are you saying?
Long story we'll tell you on the Falcon.
Yeah, the siren creature has the only line in this one. Oh, need I say more? And again, some of you are like, "How is this not number 1?" But as bad as that was, as bad as the lightsaber toss was, his actual lines of dialogue are actually worse.
Now that they're extinct, the Jedi are romanticized, deified. But if you strip away the myth and look at their deeds, the legacy of the Jedi is failure.
The legacy of the Jedi is failure when you strip away their deeds. For 1,000 years, they were protectors and kept the galaxy at peace for 1,000 years. Then Palpatine rises up, okay, and he mentions that after this. He's, they let this Sith Lord rise up. Yeah, well, after 1,000 years, one guy, that's a pretty good track record, right? Like 30 years of Empire after like, it's not bad, right? You're talking, 0.3% of the time? That's pretty good. It's just, and then he's the guy who helped, along with his friends and everybody, to stop them. And then we're back to peace. And yet he's like, no, they're bums. The Jedi are bad. It's just, and even if he's saying that because of his mind and his actions with Ben, so take responsibility for yourself, bro. Don't say the whole Jedi Order is bad because you were stupid. Stuff that George Lucas said while he was filming the prequels. No, the Jedi are very moral. They're very good. Yes, they have made some mistakes, but this idea that you just throw the baby out with the bathwater and they're all garbage now is ridiculous.
I've seen this raw strength only once before. In Ben Solow. It didn't scare me enough then. It does now.
Why would it scare you? Like, what were you scared of? But it actually did scare him, because remember, he goes in there and thinks about killing him. So first of all, it did scare you. That's the problem. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to the dark side. So the fact that he was afraid was the problem, and now he's saying he needed to be more afraid. It doesn't even make any sense. This film is retarded. It's so aggravating. Okay, I gotta finish this off. I'm gonna lose my mind.
If I go to him, Ben Solow will turn.
Ray, don't do this.
Then he's all like, don't go and help Ben. Just leave him and let him kill more people and don't do anything. That's what I'm doing, and that's the best way. Wow. That's all I have to say. So that's why this is number 3, because we're getting into the nitty gritty now. That was awful. That was horrible. Just leave him. Let him just keep doing what he's doing. Hopefully if you're lucky, he'll kill his dad and mom. Oh wait, he already killed his dad. Maybe he'll kill Leia too. Yay. It's just, oh my gosh.
Did you come back to say you forgive me? To save my soul?
No.
No, I don't care, bro. And this is where I was trying to tell people, like, this scene, he's actually aggravating Ben more. He's making him more pissed off. And the thing is, it was a no-risk situation for him, right? He's not even actually there. So there's no risk. He could have said anything, but he chose to aggravate him more. And everything you said is a lie, blah, 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 blah. He could have been, like, the loving uncle. He did at one point say, I'm sorry, but like everything else he said was pretty much antagonizing this kid. And again, there was no risk. So even if he had said like stuff that was really nice and good, and it just made Ben more mad and then he took a swing at him, there was no risk anyway. So why wouldn't you risk being loving and caring, because you have nothing to lose, instead of aggravating this guy? Like, the whole thing just made no sense. It's absolutely insane. So that's why that one's number 2. And this coming up one is the worst. This is worse than titty milk. This is worse than a lightsaber throwing. This is worse than refusing to train. This is worse than being a total jerk to Rey. This is the worst.
Snoke had already turned his heart.
Snoke had already turned his heart, and, well, Luke can't just try and fix that. He's got to just give up on him.
He would bring destruction and pain and death at the end of everything I love because of what he will become. And for the briefest moment of pure instinct, I thought I could stop it.
Except he became that anyway, and you helped him become that by being afraid and then getting angry, even if it was for a fleeting moment. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate. Maybe you could change the future. Maybe the fact that you saw that in him was a way for the Force telling you, hey, bro, do something. No, I'm going to kill him. Even thinking about killing him, guys. Like, you guys are like, well, he wasn't going to kill him. He thought about it. Whether it was a fleeting moment or not, Luke Skywalker thought about ending the life of his whatever at the time. What is he, 18, 19 years old? He thought about killing his nephew to stop him from becoming fake Vader, but he ended up becoming fake Vader anyway. And this probably helped speed the process along. Good job. And then after this all happens, he's like, leave him. Rey, don't go help him. Don't go try and save him. Let the galaxy burn. I'm not going to face down the First Order. I'm not going to help anybody. Blah. What a total disaster. And like I said at the beginning, guys, going back through these, it's been a long time, is just so depressing. They just ruined him. So there it is, guys. Top 12 worst lines. I know they're not all lines, but parts, whatever, things Luke Skywalker did in The Last Jedi. Let me know in the comment section what you think, if the order's right, or if you think there's like something else that you would put at number 1 than this. As usual, guys, thanks for watching this. If you do like this content, please like and subscribe. Always helps the channel. Check out anything else on my channel, and have yourselves a really good day.